Why is the opening of Mission Impossible 3 so great?
We're going to take you through the first few minutes of this movie, which is our personal favourite of the series, and highlight how J.J. Abrams manages to pack an incredible amount of detail and mood into a single scene.
We've put an explosive charge in your head. Does that sound familiar?
So we start with a black screen, sounds of torture. We recognise the pained cries of Tom Cruise. If we know the series, we know he's Ethan Hunt, an international espionage agent. If we know movies, we know him as Tom Cruise, one of the world's most famous actors. If we don't know movies, we'll know his face was on the front cover, which means he's almost always going to be the hero. Then, Philip Seymour Hoffman's character states plainly one single, terrifying fact, before asking if that sounds familiar. So Tom's not going to be the only one with an explosive in his head. The phrasing here also suggests Tom's character of Ethan Hunt has also seen the effects of this, so knows exactly what's in store for him, and we're pretty certain of finding out ourselves later.
Ethan's strapped to a chair in a dark, menacing, but also very ordinary-looking, tool-shed-style room. The backgrounds are all out of focus, so we're intently looking at the characters' faces. The camera has a handheld quality. Now, back in 2006, this was an unusual stylistic choice for a big-budget action movie. It lends the proceedings a sense of realism and immediacy, and this is a far cry from the glossy standard of the 90s, which the last movie in this franchise was Party 2.
Hoffman's character, who we'll call Davian, even though we, the viewer, don't know that yet, racks a gun which ups the stakes on the torture. Not only is there an explosive charge in Ethan's head, he might get shot any second now.
The rabbit's foot, where is it?
I gave it to you.
Ethan. Where's the rabbit's foot?
Wait, what are you saying? That wasn't it?
What's a rabbit's foot? We'll find out later, but it sounds like a MacGuffin. That's something very important to the characters, but primarily used to drive the plot along.
Ethan's confused, so the tension is mounting. He's already done everything in his power to make this man happy, but it's not enough. Davian calls Ethan by name. Traditionally, if you know a name, that gives you a measure more power over that being. It's also disarmingly informal. He could have called him Hunt. Ethan tries to get his head around the situation. Davian keeps him on the ropes and puts a time limit on the answer, perfectly controlling the moment.
What I gave you.
I'm going to count to 10. You're going to tell me where the rabbit's foot is, or she dies.
Suddenly the stakes rocket up. We are all pretty sure Ethan isn't going to die, certainly not in the first few minutes of the film, but another person absolutely could. And Ethan's response is what has left her life in the balance.
Jules, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, do you understand?
One.
Distraction. Ethan is shocked and calls her by name. Not her surname or even her first name, but an affectionate nickname. We now know he knows her and cares about her. She can't be an IMF agent, or Ethan would mute his stronger connection with her. Keep it businesslike, with her as a colleague, in danger, in a dangerous business. No, she's a civilian and wrapped up in something we can clearly see from her eyes, and panic breathing and body language puts her far out of her depth.
But in focusing on comforting Jules, Ethan is refusing to confront the situation he's now presented with, or the person he needs to speak to get them out of this. Davian begins his count. Dispassionate. Matter of fact.
You listen to me. I got exactly what you asked for. Did you want something else? So if there was a misunderstanding, I will fix it. I can get it. Whatever you want.
2.
Bargaining. Ethan tries to take control, offering his services gladly. Davian doesn't bite.
Listen. Talk to me. We can talk. Like gentlemen.
3.
Reasoning. Ethan tries to reach out to the decent, rational man he wants his captor to be. If he can work this man's behaviour into something that doesn't fit with this brutal situation, they might have a chance. It doesn't work, and Davian keeps counting, his mood unaltered.
Frustration. A brief moment of struggle before realising that his strength cannot help him here. In fact, it only makes his compromised position and lack of control clearer.
All right. I know where the rabbit's foot is. I can help you.
The way you helped me on the airplane? That way?
Lying. But his overly casual tone after all of these genuine emotions suggests he isn't able to transition convincingly. Davian certainly doesn't buy it and reminds Ethan of an earlier situation between them that clearly didn't turn out well for Davian. We will remember this line later when we see that scene. See, now it is clear that this is a mixture of personal vendetta and cold, clinical business.
You put the gun down. I'm not talking to you like this.
That's your choice. 4.
Intimidation. Ethan tries to leverage his position and actively orders Davian to stand down. But Davian doesn't recognise Ethan's authority. And once again, he has no control. If he refuses to talk, the timer will just run out.
The rabbit's foot's in Paris. You want to know where in Paris? Then let her go. Because you will
It's
never.
not in Paris. 5.
More lying. This time it's more convincing, combined with more bargaining. Neither work. Davian can smell them. He interrupts Ethan to shoot down at this lying and bargaining angle, but without visible anger yet. This is not a dumb, greedy, gullible, hot-headed, or preening villain. He is terrifyingly resolute, but not passionate. His detachment and seeming not to care about the sort of things most people would makes him unsettling.
I can get it for you. But you kill her, you do this, you get nothing. Are you listening to me? The only way you're gonna get what you want is for you to...
Anger. Ethan gets righteously angry. Laying down his rules once again and giving Davian only 2 options. Free them and get his MacGuffin, or kill them and lose it. Which ultimately would give Ethan back the control. He's dramatic and intense in a way we've seen Cruise act before a dozen times. This always works, and it's usually followed by a gunfight or an explosion. But this doesn't work. Davian terrifies him with a single gunshot near Jules, and Ethan visibly panics.
You think I'm playing? You don't think I'll do it?
Shock. By now we're convinced Davian will do as he says he will. It's simply a matter of us willing Ethan to say the right thing to prevent this tragedy. Now they're both shouting. Davian is angry, but still more controlled than Hunt.
Where is it? Where the hell is it?
Look at me.
Where the hell is it?
Look at me, stay with me.
7!
Compassion. The tension is on a knife edge as he hits 7. The remaining 3 isn't enough time to really do anything, and in placing ourselves in Ethan's position now that he's gone down all the routes we might think of, we really cannot, as regular non-spy type people, come up with a solution. So now we're panicking too. We don't know this woman, but she seems to matter a lot to Ethan, and in a tender, personal way, we really don't want her to die and are thus forced into Ethan's position. Ethan tries to hold Jules together from where he's sat because he can't control Davian. He loses his focus as his emotions are becoming overwhelmed.
7!
I'm gonna kill you.
I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you. 8!
Intimidation. He unleashes a furious threat of death, one that we know he's more than capable of carrying out when he's free. But he isn't free. By the time he can kill Davian, it will be too late. Davian isn't scared. The music by Michael Giacchino is taut and jangling, keeping us on a razor's edge.
Please, don't do this. Just let it go. promise you. Promise you. I can figure out how to get whatever you want.
9.
1 moment left. What would we do?
Listen to me. I want to help you. I want to help you get whatever you want. But you got to do what's right. What you know is right. No. No. No.
Pleading. It's honest and vulnerable and cedes all power and control to his captor. Ethan even attempts to lay down a moral compass, repeating no, but imploringly as though to a dreadfully powerful child. Taking this back to our earliest encounters with civilization and what is delineated as right and wrong as a toddler, killing this woman is absolutely wrong. A tear rolls down Ethan's cheek. He has nothing left to call on. It falls on deaf ears. Davian cannot be moved. Something is missing from this man.
10.
Absolute horror overtakes Ethan and us as the thing we've been praying won't happen happens. Even if we're just a casual observer, this moment is likely to surprise us and drew an audible collective gasp when we saw it at the cinema.
The titles burst in while we're still reeling. This is not going to be an action movie in which a badass super spy with beautifully conditioned long hair looks cool on a motorbike while firing 2 guns and diving through the air and going ah, while doves drift past him in slow motion. This is going to be a taut, personal, occasionally disarmingly emotional thriller with unpredictable outcomes and an intense battle of wills at its core. It's a seriously excellent movie. We personally think it's the best in the series. Now we're on holiday this week, so we're going to save your responses to last week's Inside Out video for next week's show. That question again, what is your favourite example of a concept expressed visually through a movie? But let's also ask a nice quick 1 movie answer question for this video. Nice and simple, favourite movie intro. No explanation required, just name the movie. Oh, and let us know your order of favourites for the Mission Impossible series. Ours are 3, 1, 4, 2. And we got high expectations for 5. And that's all from us this week. School's out.